Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see in and around me. If you are going to do a bit of business, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your post-match analysis video for last night's 2-2 draw against Cardiff City at the Den. Was it as bad as people are saying? I think it was, but on reflection, it's not a bad point at all. Let's take a look at the team that Adam Barrett picked in his very last game in charge to start the match. When I saw the team on paper, I was more than happy with it. I like the fact that Aidan O'Brien played left midfield. Aidan's not a striker in my opinion. I don't mind him playing left mid at all. I think it makes us more attacking. And other than that, I was quite happy with the side, but by full time, definitely I wasn't. It was Bulkowski in goal, Marlon Romeo at right back, Murray Wallace at left back, Sean Hutchinson and Jake Cooper in central defence. Central midfield was Sean Williams and Ben Thompson, with Aidan O'Brien on the left, Jed Wallace on the right, and up front, Matt Smith and Tom Bradshaw. As Lee Chitty correctly said in Chat and Chip, which has gone up earlier on today on the channel, it was bold, it was brave, it was ballsy of Adam Barrett to go 4-4-2, and I say on paper I didn't mind the look of that side at all. I said I think Williams and Thompson is the best option we've got in there in the middle at the minute. I really do. I would send Malumbi back, to be honest with you. I don't understand why we're trying to develop another club's player and pay him wages when we've got Billy Mitchell sitting there who's as good as Malumbi in my opinion. So, and you know, we need to help his development out. They pulled him out the under-23s on Monday so he could play for the first team or be on the bench last night, and they've ended up making him 19th man, so he's not kicked to football this week, and that's no good for Billy Mitchell's development. I don't understand why you got Malumbi there. As I said, he's a Brighton player. He will be going back to Brighton at the end of the season, so thanks very much, Mill. Develop our player while you're leaving your own sitting there doing fuck all week, which isn't very good for me. But let's get into the game. Okay, it starts out, first 10 minutes at home is always okay, because the crowd want us to win. The crowd help us, give us the push along, give the team the push along that they need. But then after 10 minutes, when not really a lot's going on, it fizzles out and the other team score. It's happened so many times at home this year. Just look at the scores, look at the results. In real time, by the way, I've blamed Bulkowski for both goals. Well, I didn't blame, well I did. I blamed Bulkowski for both goals. No point in trying to get out of it. It's my full-time reaction. But I said I wanted to look at them both again. Looking back on both goals, neither of those were Bulkowski's fault, and I hold my hands up and apologise to the big man. Turns out he had another very good game. He made some very good saves in the game. I think why this is, and I got it wrong, and I got it badly wrong on both those goals. Neither of those goals were Bulkowski's fault. And I say I hold my hands up in the air. I made a mistake on that one. I'm at the point now with this team and doing this channel. I'm absolutely, as I said last night, my full time again. The time I've put in over the last 3.5 years, I'm not looking for fucking praise or a violin. It is not easy doing this. I thought when I started this channel it was going to be very easy. I thought I'll just turn up, hold the mic, people will go off on the microphone and we'll be done. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but I love it and I put everything I've got into it 6-7 days a week. If I'm not with my kids or coaching the under-13s at VCD, I am doing this channel. I live it, eat it, breathe it, clearly eat it, sleep it. It's my life. This channel is my life. And everything I put in over the last 3.5 years, all the ideas and all the content and all the editing, the filming, I do everything myself, and I love it. But I've become over the last month, especially, just absolutely exhausted with it. It's draining me. And last night was a prime example. I just didn't want to be there. It was a chore to go to the Den last night. It should never be like that, and it's never been like that. Well, it might have been about it once or twice in the past, but I've not lost the bug for the channel. I enjoy the editing, I enjoy creating the videos, I enjoy distributing the videos on YouTube and watching the comments and the views click and rise. But watching this team, I'm out, mate. I'm done. I'm just absolutely exhausted with it. It's just beyond boring. And the Gary Rowett revolution, as I said in my full time again, cannot come soon enough. Adam Barrett was in the dugout. It may have well been Neil Harris, and that's nothing against Adam Barrett. You know, he's come in, he's played 3 games, he's won 1, he's drawn 1, and he's lost 1. And he shouldn't have lost at Brentford. So he hasn't done bad, but the players are so badly set in their ways now. The Neil Harris era is still instilled in those players. And it's just fucking it's shit to watch. It's terrible to watch. Having said that, I'm going to say this now. The situation the club's in at the minute, we've just got a new manager in, we've been struggling, there's been a bit of bad feeling. it's not a bad result at all. So we're not far off. I think if Gary Rowett comes in and he goes after 4 or 5 decent players, I think we can really compete at this level. You know, we've drawn 2-2 against Cardiff last night. Cardiff obviously come down from the Premier League a couple of years ago, I think. Might have been last season or a year before, whatever it was. And we're moaning saying it's a shit performance and the players were poor to watch and we haven't got a manager, but we've still drawn 2-2 against Cardiff. So it shows you that if we improve slightly, I honestly think we could be real contenders in this division and definitely push for a top 10 place once again, like we did in the 16-17 season or 17-18 season. 17-18, I think it was. My memory is vague. But yeah, the game starts, and obviously, as I said, I blamed Bulkowski for the first goal. So many goals we can see from the right and the left. It's very troubling. And if Gary Rowett's going to play a 4-4-2, which he predominantly likes to do, and Gary Rowett, by the way, for the younger viewers who may not know, was a right back. He's, in my opinion, he's got to be looking for a new right back and probably a new left back. Murray Wallace is strong. He's very unorthodox. I think he does a job at left back, but he's not a left back. When James Meredith was on his game, it shows you what a decent left back was in that first season we had in the Championship. That's what a decent left back was in James Meredith. And Murray Wallace is a little bit unorthodox. I'm not sure left back's his proper position. I can handle him there at the minute. But Romeo for me, again, I love Romeo. Romeo isn't a right back, I'm telling you now. Marlon Romeo is not a right back. I'd like to play him, see an older midfield player or right midfield. He is not a right back. And we're getting exposed. And again, this is the Neil Harris indent in the Millwall team. He doesn't like them to go out wide. We show teams far too much time and respect on the ball out wide. We allow him to deliver crosses in. It's gone over Jake Cooper's head. It must have been a pinpoint cross. He's gone over Jake Cooper's head, who's 6'7", by the way. And three-header at the back post. Nothing Bulkowski could have done. The guy heads in from about 3 yards out, but I think Bulkowski has got to assume that Cooper's going to get connection on that. And it was a nicely whipped ball, and we're 1-0 down. After that, we just couldn't get going. We just couldn't get going. It was bad to watch. I think other than Bradshaw and Ben Thompson, not really many people can take anything out of the game last night. Jed Wallace is full of energy. He's full of beans, but he's got absolutely no quality whatsoever. And again, he shouldn't be playing on the right. He needs to play central. And I think he'll express himself a lot better. Having said that, I was saying to my mate on the walk back to the car last night, John O'Mara, and he agreed with me. He said, but you've got to have Jed in there. And you have got to have Jed in there because even if he's not at his best, even if the deliveries ain't fantastic, the energy he brings and the breather he gives the back four by going on 60-yard runs is brilliant. And I love Jed. But three times in a row last night, he's given the ball away within 25 seconds. But again, we need him in there. He's the best we got. And if his deliveries were absolutely on point every time, we definitely wouldn't be playing for Millwall Football Club. But I find him frustrating. Aidan O'Brien, as I said, I can deal with him on the left midfield. But he's not a striker for me. Matt Smith up front. Well, if you go back to my pre-season videos when I say what I say about Matt Smith and John Daly Bavardson, I'm very in and out with Matt Smith. He can't run. Yeah, he's not the most mobile. And I think our best option for a 4-4-2 is randomly one we've never played until the second half last night, is when Bavardson come on, played just behind Bradshaw. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. We equalise on half-time. Marlon sort of slips a ball and their defender completely misses it. Bradshaw pounces on it. 4 goals in 4 games. And everything he touches at the minute turns to goal. Their keeper should have done, I don't know what their keeper was doing, because he's gone quite central and he's not really got a lot on it. I think he's parried it down, it's bounced in. But full credit to Bradshaw. Absolute bright as a button, sharp as a now. And sharp as a now? Fuck knows. Anyway, Bradshaw gets 4 in 4. It's 1-1 at half time. We come out the second half, and Hoylett, I think, is it Junior Hoylett, I think his name is, he curls one in. Again, in real time, I was right behind that in the kitchen upper, and it looked like Bulkowski threw his arms here, but didn't really make it. But again, hold my hands up on that one. That was a one-off. It was, sorry, I keep saying that, mini me goes mad. But yeah, so it's 2-1, we're 2-1 down, and then Bavardson comes on for Smith. Lovely flick from Bavardson, by the way. And Bradshaw, round one side of the defender, smashes it up and down across the goalkeeper. He made that look very, very easy, by the way, Tom Bradshaw, and it wasn't. 5 goals in 4 games. And someone correctly said on Twitter last night, I think it was the guy, Jamie Pryor, I think, who does the alternate commentary. I like him, he's funny. And he said, I feel for Neil Harris. He had his top scorer injured all season in the treatment room and had to sit and watch Lee Gregory miss a hat 4 chances, which is actually true. But Bradshaw's come back stronger than ever. It was a year to the day, almost, when he done his cruciate ligament at Brentford last Saturday. And apparently Tom Bradshaw was in tears after and give his shirt to the family that sit just in front of me. at home games, and he's living and he's breathing Millwall. He loves it down here. He's settled, obviously. He's got his family down here, his missus, and he's had a child, obviously. And it's good to see Bradshaw's loving life, loving his environment, and he's scoring goals and everything. At the minute, he just cannot do no wrong in front of goal. But that was a brilliant goal, and he made it look very, very easy. And we could have gone on and won it after that. And in very, very small patches last night, we looked electric. But for the majority, I have to agree with Lee Chitty. I have to agree with Danny, the bearded lady, who's put a review up today on the channel. We was very poor, very poor. The players looked so set in their ways in the Neil Harris way that, I can't wait for Rowett to come in and get started. Having said that, I'm not sure how much movement Rowett's going to have in the transfer window, but that's in January. So if he likes to play 4-4-2, what's he going to do with the players we've got? In my opinion, he needs a new right back. I'll bring McCarthy in. He needs a new left back. Spend a bit of money on a left back would be nice. For now, Murray Wallace does do a job there, but I think if Rowett's some players we've got, okay, and they do okay in this division, they do okay for us. But with a new manager coming in, if we had the option to buy 5 new players, I'd absolutely go and get a right back, get a left back. Sean Williams, I love. Sean Williams is good in the midfield three, retains the ball well. And as in a 4-4-2, I still feel he's our best option with Ben Thompson. But nothing against Willow, he's ageing now, and again, he's good at retaining the ball. He's good at slowing the play down, and his distribution is fantastic, and I like him as a player. But he's not going to set the world alight. He's not going to be a general. He's not going to be a ball winner. He's not going to command and dictate in the midfield. And I think Ben Thompson, with someone in next to him, if we could break the bank and buy a very good, experienced central midfielder, which is maybe out of our budget, maybe out of our reality, but that's what I'm going to say. I'd like that. Left midfielder, I think we've got to try and get Conor Mahoney playing. We know there's a player in there, Birmingham Young Player of the Year last year, been bought by us for over £1 million. Was bought by Bournemouth from Blackburn for a lot of money. He's a good young player. We've got to get Mahoney playing. And then up front, we need a centre forward. Aidan O'Brien isn't a forward for me. I don't mind Aidan coming on as an impact sub on the left midfield, but for me, he's not a forward. But Vardson, he's the pick of a bad bunch, really, to partner Tom Bradshaw, in my opinion. Matt Smith is so immobile. It's bad. It's bad. But listen, again, Smith has proven at West Brom, in particular, that he can come off the bench and he can do a job as an impact sub. But we need to break the bank, get a centre forward, break the bank, get a centre midfielder, and then bulk up with a left back and right back, or try and bring McCarthy into the fold, because I think McCarthy's up to the challenge. And if we got those 4 or 5 players in, we could have a real go in this league. I really strongly believe that. As I said, we wasn't at our best last night. We've got problems around the club at the minute with the manager going out, the new manager coming in under caretaker management last night, but we still got a result against a team that are sort of 10th, 11th in this division, managed by Neil Warnock, big club, been in the Premier League. So as bad as we think it is, and as bad as the performance may have been, we still did all right last night. It's still a good point on the board, and we move on to Gary Rowett's first game in charge on Saturday, but I'll cover that in a post-match analysis. Post-match analysis? No, this is a post-match analysis. I'll cover that in a pre-match prediction tomorrow. The videos are coming thick and fast at the minute on Lions TV, and I'm hoping that Gary Rowett can really give me and a lot of other fans the bug back that we need. Saturday going to the Den, I will get up for it, I will get excited for it, and there should be no need not to be. Obviously, Lee Gregory returns to his club, returns to our club, since the first time, since leaving for Stoke in the summer. And Gary Rowett takes charge of Millwall, and his first managerial job is to face the club that sacked him in January. So it should all make for a brilliant day at the Den. But as I said, I will cover that in tomorrow's pre-match prediction. That's your post-match analysis done. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow for a pre-match. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.